ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back on another episode of the NVO podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is our second episode. We're here live in the flesh on a beautiful Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great day. When this podcast episode comes out, hopefully you're chilling, you're at your crib, or maybe you're at work, bored, and want to listen to something. Wherever it is that you're doing, make sure you drop everything, listen to us, give us a follow, subscribe. Also, make sure that you repost our work as well, too. Also, follow us on Instagram. Mine is Machiavelli J. His is Just Ty. Also follow us on Instagram at the NVO Podcast, and also follow us on YouTube at the NVO Podcast, and on TikTok as well. Same thing, NVO Podcast. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the host, Jaron. This is my co-host, Timesis, and we're gonna get started with the Hall of Fame candidates and the people that were selected. So, first and foremost, we got Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to my boy, numero siete, Carmelo Anthony. He made the Hall of Fame. He was inducted. He didn't even have to wait 4 years to be inducted. That's how legendary he is. He played, if I'm not mistaken, 19, 20 years?
Maybe a little bit, but less. But one of the best bucket getters of all time.
One of the best ISO players of all time. One of the best post-up players of all time.
Mid-range game goes crazy.
Right. And honestly speaking, as every player has always said about Carmelo Anthony, he's one of the toughest to guard because when he's going to get that 30, you're going to feel that 30. No matter how bad he shot, no matter how much you contested him, he's going to make sure that you felt that elbow in his chest, and also he's going to make sure that that you basically got your work done for the night. You was not going to go into that matchup with Carmelo and think, oh, okay, this is going to be another light day, or maybe, he might be off. No, Melo was coming there for one thing only, and that was to get buckets. So,
am I crazy? Or is Melo the best basketball player ever to not win a ring?
I mean, it's between him and Allen Iverson.
How about Charles Barkley?
Fuck Charles.
Nah, that's crazy.
Fuck Charles.
That's crazy.
Fuck him.
Nah, I'm not lying though. I'll take Melo over AI.
Damn. I mean, no shots at Melo. Nah, this is here to celebrate you, Melo.
That's not a shot or anything.
No.
AI. Like, AI is one of the nastiest players of all time.
He is, but
Melo
never let his team to the finals.
Nasty though. Nah, he played on bad teams.
And AI didn't?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that he didn't, but he played with another All-Star when he went to the finals.
Who?
Who's that center?
Dikembe Mutombo.
The Dikembe's a legend. He's a legend.
Hold on. So wait, so you telling me Carmelo never played with, and I quote, Allen Iverson, Marcus Camby, Kenyon Martin, Chauncey Billups. I could keep going.
Nah,
it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but when it comes down to who would you rather have, are you really taking AI over Melo?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
He led them, bro.
I do not know about that.
He beat the Lakers. Do you want to know what the Lakers' record was that playoffs?
Nah, I'm not
16-1.
Like, AI is one of the greatest players ever. Like, he's one of the top. What is he? A shooting guard or point guard? What do you classify him as?
He's a hybrid of both, honestly speaking.
Nah, but are you telling me, like, player you rather have on your team that you need a bucket, AI or Melo?
They both getting you buckets.
AI or Melo?
AI.
Wow. 6'8", flawless mid-range game, flawless.
You're making me shit on Melo, and I'm not trying to shit on Melo.
Nah, you're crazy.
You're making me shit on Melo, and
That's
I'm not
crazy.
Melo, listen, if you by some chance happen to be with Miro and you see this clip, I'm not shitting on you. You are one of the best talents that we have ever seen. A 10-time All-Star, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, second all-time in the gold medal points. I mean, not gold medal points, Olympic points, all-time for Team USA. You are that guy. You have been to Western Conference Finals. The only thing that I'm holding against you is you never got to a finals, which is what AI did and beat a Shaq and Kobe-led team that went 15-1 in the playoffs, or 16-1 if I'm mistaken, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Nah, they telling you building a team.
Oh, Carmelo.
And you got to pick a player. Who are you picking, Melo or AI?
I'll take Carmelo.
I won.
I'll take Carmelo.
Melo.
I'll take Carmelo.
Melo. The answer is just Melo.
I'll take Melo. But you act like AI wasn't that guy
Nah,
either,
he is a legend. Like, he's one of the greatest players of all time. Like, he's probably, top 5 point guard?
I don't know about that.
Oof. All right, that's another topic for another day. But Melo is just... Melo, wings win at the NBA. Like, guards do not win. Point guards do not win. Small guards do not win.
We had this conversation last week on the episode. We going to do this again?
I can name 15 wing players for every couple of point guards.
Obviously, wings are going to do more than what guards do.
So what's your argument?
But you act like there hasn't been point guards that haven't won and haven't made a
No,
impact.
they do. Just not as much as wing players win.
Brother, AI was one of those point guards that could make that impact. If you would have put another score next to AI. Matter of fact, AI and Melo teamed up, didn't they?
Out of the last 10 NBA Finals MVPs, I would argue that, 7, maybe 8
are wing players, yeah.
Wings win. 6'8", 6'7" guys that play both sides.
Nobody is
of the court.
refuting that point.
I'm not saying that Melo is playing both sides of the court either. But when you think about it, like Melo or AI, like you need somebody to take you there, you got to pick Melo.
All right. That's your assessment. That's cool. The whole point was Melo made it to the Hall of Fame. We're very happy for Melo, New York's finest, also Denver's finest. And I do got a question for you. Do you think that the Nuggets retire number 15 for Melo, or do they retire it for Jokic?
Nah, they have to retire it for Melo.
They do?
And Jokic. Like I guess they don't have a choice really, but like it is disrespectful to the legacy of Carmelo Anthony.
Or if they're smart, the Nuggets could do something like what the school in Chicago does in Simeon, where every best player has to wear 25.
Because they could do that. That would be tough.
That would be fire.
You already have Melo, who wore 15, was the best player.
Same thing that Dallas does for Michael Irvin. He had 88. They gave it to the best wide receiver. They gave it to what's my boy's name? Des Bryant, and they gave it. Yeah, but then they also gave it to CD Lamb this year too. Well, not this year, but when he got there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that'd be fire if they were to give 15 to every best player that the Nuggets get. But I'll be honest, Denver isn't going to get another better player than Jokic or Melo. So hopefully, if they do find it, you give them 15. But if they're going to retire 15, they're going to have to retire it for both Melo and Jokic. But I'll be honest, Jokic has done more in 15 than Melo did for them.
We also got Dwight Howard.
Yes, we do.
Got selected to the Hall of Fame.
3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the modern blueprint for what an NBA big man. That's what they want of NBA big men right now. Somebody that can run the floor, defend, block shots,
rebound,
protect the rim, like
attack the paint.
Another guy who also got snubbed off the top 75 team.
Yeah,
that's
to this
crazy.
day, I don't understand how he
crazy. I do not know how Dwight Howard did not make the top 75 time all time.
That doesn't to this day make any sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe the criteria was made by coaches that didn't like him or players that didn't like him. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why he was 10-time all defensive. All defensive team. I think he had 8 first team of those. Also, 3 straight Defensive Player of the Years. Led his team, Orlando, to the finals against LeBron James, 60-win team. but that was in his prime. Yeah, in his prime, he was an MVP caliber player every year.
And he ended up getting a ring. And I think that
he was a crucial part for us to get.
Yeah, the Lakers look back and say maybe we should have kept Dwight Howard.
Right. 100%. Because he gave Jokic fits, and a lot of people sit there and be like, oh, he didn't do that much. Ever since that bubble, Jokic has won 3 MVPs. Before that, you see who was giving him fits. It was my boy Dwight.
It's a monster.
He is. He definitely is. But besides the 2 guys in the NBA, we're going to switch over to the WNBA, and the Hall of Fame candidates and the people that got picked there were Sue Bird, shout out to her, 4-time champion, UConn legend, and then one of my all-time favorite WNBA players, Maya Moore. To me, Maya Moore is the greatest WNBA player that ever lived. And we didn't even get to see her in her full prime. She won 3 chips. No, I'm lying. She won 4 chips. I think she had 2 or 3 finals MVPs. She had a few regular season MVPs. She was 7-time all WNBA first team. She also was an all-star in all the years that she was there. She also won 3 national titles at UConn before she got to the WNBA. Legends. Like, to me, Maya Moore was the complete package of what it was that you wanted your star player to be in the WNBA. Yeah, Diana Taurasi is the all-time leading scorer. Yeah, she did a lot for the game, but she did that in 20 years. What Maya Moore did in those 6-7 years of straight prime and not even fully in her prime can never be duplicated. I don't care if we got Caitlin Clark. Yeah, we got Angel Reese. Yeah, we got some bucket getters right now that they're nice out there, from Sabrina Ionescu, from Della Don. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of great WNBA players, but Maya Moore, to me, hands down, the greatest WNBA player that I've ever seen and have witnessed. And shout out to her for getting that man out of jail and building a family with him, because honestly, not a lot of women with her stature would have did that. So shout out to you, and congratulations on being a part of the Hall of Fame, and also congratulations for Sue Bird on being a part of the Hall of Fame.
Tough. Both legends.
Super, super tough, man. You got to love them, man. And like I said, UConn is the biggest win out of all this, because they have both of those girls. They both brought championships to the UConn University, so got to shout out to them.
That coach for UConn is one of the greatest coaches of all time.
He definitely
I think
is.
they're actually beating South Carolina right now. I think that would be, like, I don't even know. What is he at? Like, I think he's at 11. That would be 12 national champions.
And I think he's the all-time winningest coach in college history, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's a legend. They're killing South Carolina
75
right now.
to 48.
48. So, yep, they just won another national championship.
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
Paige Becker is coming.
Yes, sir. So, now that we got the Hall of Famers out the way, we're going to go to the NBA landscape right now. Currently, we are coming to the ending of the regular season, going into the playoffs. Right now, the ceiling for the West is looking real crazy. From the 3rd seed all the way down to the 8th seed is separated by a game and a half. In the East, we already know who's going to do what. The Knicks have been steady at number 3 for like the last 2 months. Boston has been stuck at number 2. They almost were close to getting the 1 seed, but Cleveland still remains the number 1 seed. And right now, number 4 is the Pacers, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It's either the Pacers or the Bucks.
Yeah, I think it's the Pacers because the Bucks went on a little slump right now. But at the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 position at the East, it's no real competition. It's no real threats. We already know who's going to do what right now. So
Giannis is still on the Bucks. Giannis is
like I said, we're not really worried about who's doing what from the 4th to the 8th seed in the
might
East.
actually come back. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see them if I was Cleveland in the second round. Like that's actually a difficult matchup for Cleveland in the second round. Like I think they'll definitely be favored, but that's not a cakewalk either.
All right, I'll be honest with you. If Dame comes back, fine, I'll give the Bucks their just due because they have the pedigree, they have the people around them. Cool, but with no Dame, I'm not giving them no chance. He has a blood clot in his leg, brother.
But the real story in the NBA is the Western Conference. Like right now, like the teams in the West, it's loaded, like,
super loaded,
especially now with how Jimmy Butler and the Warriors are playing with Stephen Curry. Like, it's actually insane.
They're 20-2 with Jimmy Butler and, being a part of that starting lineup. They also gave the Lakers a loss 2 nights ago.
Yeah. For me, the Western Conference, it all depends how, like, it lines up because certain teams are just bad matchups for one another.
They
are.
I
just don't see, like, certain teams beating other teams. And then other teams will cause each other trouble. Like, I think, like, Oklahoma City, like, imagine if you're Oklahoma City and you face the Clippers in the first round.
I'll be honest.
Like, that's insane.
As a Lakers team, I don't want to see Minnesota.
Really?
I don't. Minnesota's scary.
I'll take them.
You crazy right now. Minnesota's starting to figure out how to play with each other. By the way, Rui Hachimura, you're garbage for that right there. We are watching the game live, ladies and gentlemen. So we're watching right now the Lakers facing OKC. Lakers are up by 21 right now, 79-58 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. So far, the game has been a blowout, but we'll see as the Lakers are one of the worst third quarter teams in the NBA. So we're going to see how this goes out. But
I think for the Lakers, like the big thing for them is that they might want to hold on to the 3rd seed because if Warriors Denver is the 4-5 matchup, that means they don't have to face. They only have to face one of OKC, Denver, and the Warriors. Like, if you are the Lakers, you'll be making out like a bandit if you don't have to face any of those teams until the conference finals.
Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Memphis at that 6th seed. I wouldn't mind seeing the Clippers at the 6th seed because to me, the Clippers don't really mean much.
No, Kawhi Leonard is playing out of his mind right now. Don't get me wrong. With Kawhi, it always comes down to, is he going to be healthy?
You want to know why I don't worry about
James Harden,
them?
Norman Powell, Zubac, like, the Clippers are loaded.
You want to know why I'm not worried about them?
And Tyronn Lue is one hell of a coach.
That's cool. That's cool and all. Do you want to know why I don't worry about them? Because we have the Clipper killer on our team.
Nah. Oh, my God.
You know, his highest points per game comes against the Clippers. Chicken. On top of that, one of the most iconic game winners from Luka came against who?
Yeah, but still, that doesn't mean that it's a good matchup. Like, you don't want to see a team like that. Like, imagine OKC seeing the Clippers in the first round. Nobody wants to see the Clippers in the first round. You do not want to see that team. If you line them up and say, who do you want to see? Memphis, Houston. Who's the 6th seed right now?
Right now, I think it's in between Minnesota. No, like, Dallas is ninth.
Dallas is going to be one of the playing teams. But, like, I'd rather see all those other teams that I mentioned before I see the Clippers. Like, the most dangerous teams, like, let's take out the top 3 seeds. If you want to say who the most dangerous teams are for that top competition, you have to throw in the Warriors.
Right.
So the standings are Thunders,
Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors 5, Timberwolves 6.
See,
Clippers 7.
see.
I'd rather face the Timberwolves than face the Clippers.
Crazy, bro.
I'd rather face the Timberwolves.
Man,
I'd rather face the Timberwolves than face the Warriors. I'd rather face the Timberwolves than face Denver.
no.
Dallas also has in the 9th seed with the playing.
Dallas is getting cooked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you.
The Kings are 10th.
Yeah, Kings are garbage. I'm gonna be real with you. The fact that the Kings are 10th and you got Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, and Sabonis, you guys are
that team went
garbage
through a
out
lot
there.
of turmoil.
Yeah, they're so doo-doo. I don't know what's up with them. But as we can already tell right now, you have the most dangerous team being the Clippers, the 8th seed or the 6th seed. And
I
for
think
me,
the Clippers
have,
are a dangerous 8th seed.
Yeah.
Like, seeing them as an 8th seed is kind of scary. Like, you don't want to see them.
they're currently what? They 7th, you said, right?
The Clippers are 7th.
It's hard to say that the Warriors are the most dangerous team right now because they're a top 4 seed. Like, you can't count those as being dangerous. Like, if you have home court advantage, you're a top tier team. But like, when you look at those low seeds, like the 6, 7, 8, the Clippers are the most dangerous out of all those
Super
teams.
dangerous.
The thing is, between the 3 through 8th standings,
It's a game and a half.
It's flip-flops. So.
Yeah, and everybody basically has 4 games left. The Lakers, out of all the teams fighting for position right now, they have the toughest schedule left because they have to face Oklahoma City twice.
Damn,
but
great
they
dunk.
are beating them right now. They play them again.
And it was a foul. And one dunk. Well, yeah. So now that we finished talking about the standings right now within the NBA, we're going to go ahead and switch on over to baseball. Now, the first few weeks of baseball have gone through so far. The Dodgers started out undefeated until last night. They ended up losing to Philly for the first time. And right now they're going at a war right now with Philly. But the Dodgers look super, super, super unbeatable. The rotation looks amazing.
Yeah, their 5th best pitcher is better than most teams' ace.
Right.
Like, they are stacked. Like, honestly, it sounds crazy, but call me crazy. I don't care. The Dodgers are going to win 120 games. They're going to break the record. I would literally place that bet right now that they are going to break the record. If they stay healthy, you got to remember, Ohtani's coming back. Clayton Kershaw hasn't pitched the game. Like,
Freddie
Dustin May, Tony Gosselin. Like, Freddie Freeman is hurt too. Like, the record is the Seattle Mariners 2001 team. Like, if you look at these two teams compared, like, the Dodgers have the best rotation that I have seen from 1 through 5. And on top of that, it's not even 1 through 5. They have a 6th and a 7th pitcher that's better than most teams 3 and 2.
They do.
Like that. Like, think about it. Their 5th best pitcher every day is going to pitch against, like, imagine, like, they get back Ohtani, right? And he's not really going to be their 5th starter, but let's just put him at the end. Like Sasaki, Ohtani, Yamamoto, right? That's a 1, 2, 3 for most NBA or for most MLB teams, and like that's way better than most teams.
By the way, you didn't even bring up Snell or Glass Snell.
That's my point. Those are the number 1s and 2s. Like, imagine that. Like, in a playoff series, like most teams, like in the MLB, they'll say, "Oh, starters are gonna have to pitch on 3 days rest." The Dodgers are gonna be like, "Nah, we're good. We're good."
Not only that, they just proved this past 2024 postseason, we didn't need any starters. We had the bullpen coming in for us, and we was
think
good.
about that. Like, they won the World Series last
With
year
no pitching.
with one of those starters. With the 5 starters that they have this year, they won the World Series last year with one of those. One.
Jack Flattery and Yamamoto were the only two starters.
Yamamoto's the only one. Like,
the only 2 starters that played for them. Everybody else was hurt.
They're probably gonna go down as one of the only teams to ever have the best starting rotation, the best lineup, and the best bullpen.
Okay. Enough Dodgers glazing. There's another team that we got to talk about.
It's not Dodgers glazing. It's Dodgers pain.
It's a little
I'm hurt.
bit.
I don't want to see them be this good.
All right, so another team that has been very surprisingly within the same division of the Dodgers too has been the Padres. They started out real hot, 7-0. They lost to the Cubs recently in a real tight game, 1-3. Then they got their ass whooped again last night. I think it was 7-0 if I'm not mistaken. But the Padres look really good, and I didn't think that they would look good considering that their rotation doesn't look as solid. They still got some solid hitters, obviously with Tatis being one. Luis Arias being there, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts. They got some talent over there. So
they have talent. Like that. The issue with the Padres is not talent. They are stacked. Like they have a lot of question marks with injuries, especially in their rotation. But if they're healthy, like they might be the second best team in the entire league. Like
What? Second.
they might be. They could be better than the Phillies. They could be better than Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to look at those
Yankees.
series.
Like, I'm not saying that they are, but they can be. Like, they have top tier talent when you look at that lineup. Their 1, 2, 3 is good as almost anybody else's 1, 2, 3.
Now, how do you feel about also in that same division, the Diamondbacks? Because the Diamondbacks also look serious as well, too. Even though Cattell just signed a 5-year, $116 million extension, I think that was cheap for him, considering the type of talent he is. But he did just strain his hamstring. And not to say that the Diamondbacks are struggling at any margin at all, but they did start out kind of slow last year, ended up picking up the pace, and ended up missing the playoffs because the Padres and the Dodgers had a better record. But how do you also feel about them? Because Arizona is another sneaky team that's also dangerous too.
Yeah, they're loaded, but they're in a horrible division for themselves.
Right. If there isn't any other division.
Even the Giants have started off the year like playing unbelievable baseball.
They've been all right.
7-1 too. They're not definitely as talented as some of those other teams.
He said Mets over Yankees. By the way, we're on Instagram Live, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to mention that as well. We're on Instagram Live, so if you have any type of topics or anything at all that it is that you want to add, we will be going live. You can join that live, and you can interact with us, and we can also talk about whatever topic it is that you want to talk about. But finish your take on Arizona, and we'll get to this Mets fan.
Forget about the topic. First of all, the Mets. Who is their best pitcher? Is it like Taylor McGill or something?
It's not Sengai no more. I'll tell you that.
Well, he's hurt. But listen, I root for the Mets, except for when they play the Yankees. The Mets have a great lineup. They have Juan Soto, like
he's been struggling. He's batting 150,
but he'll be fine. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Like,
just to be petty, you know who has a better OPS than Soto right now? Jason Dominguez.
I love Juan Soto. He's one of my favorite players.
100%.
He definitely broke my heart and destroyed it and stomped on it and threw it in the garbage.
He definitely did.
And told me to go jump off a building. But I will say this, like, he is one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen in my life. And with him, with Lindor, Pete Alonso, but the Mets can't pitch. Like, they couldn't pitch last year either. But they need to make an acquisition. Like, the Mets, they might be the third best team in the division. Like, when Acuna comes back, Atlanta is in a great spot.
Has Strider
comes back. Like, Atlanta's better than the Phillies are I know they eliminated.
Didn't they lose 2 games against the Marlins?
Yikes.
I'm just saying.
But I will say this. I would not want to be in the National League. There's too many good teams.
Yeah, there's too. You got Philly that has to redeem themselves. You got the Dodgers coming back to defend their championship. The Padres are the only team that I see every time they face the Dodgers, they feel they're better than the Dodgers, which is what every team should have, that type of confidence.
They probably still feel like they should have beat them last year.
Yeah, they were up, 2-1 at one point?
2-1, yeah.
Like, you guys should have definitely had that, but Teoscar ended up saving the day. I forgot about him, too. Jesus Christ, bro. But yeah, so obviously the National League is definitely up there. Of course, OKC. Yeah, OKC right now, they getting washed. It's 90-67. But we're still right now we're on baseball right now. He said the number 1 bullpen in MLB at the moment, numbers wise. Yeah, y'all ERA is up there.
I don't want to hear anybody talk to me about numbers 2 weeks into the season. The numbers are so inflated, it's ridiculous. Like, you should not be saying, "Oh, we have the record of the most home runs in the league." It's been 2 weeks. It hasn't even been 2 weeks yet.
So now I actually did want to go to another topic regarding baseball. There's been a new bat that has hit the MLB. Now, this particular bat, what it does is the barrel, it depends on like where you hit with the bat, but basically the wood of the barrel is maximized at one specific spot within the bat. So when you hit the ball, it's going to give it a better type of like exit velocity than what it would with a regular bat. Now, a lot of people have been complaining and saying that this bat is not a true baseball bat and basically it's cheating. But
stop right there.
It got okay by the MLB.
Stop right there. We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't care.
We don't give a fuck.
The Yankees are going to take these bats and they're going to take them all the way.
Those are your feelings. On
all
top of that,
the way.
Lindor also uses
everybody who's hating on the Yankees right now and saying that we're torpedoing our way to the World Series. We don't care. We don't care. Anthony Volpe, all-star this year. Josh Chisholm, all-star this year. I'm telling you, we're taking these torpedo bats all the way.
I mean, all right, ladies and gentlemen, he crashed out a little bit right there. But Anthony Volpe is having a great season so far. So is Jazz. Judge started out with 6 home runs.
He's not using a torpedo bat, for your information.
Yeah, Judge hasn't used a torpedo bat.
Haters.
He hasn't used the torpedo bat
It's
at
funny how like nobody hates on anything until like the big bad wolves use it. The Yankees use it. The evil empire uses it. Now people have been using these bats since last year.
They used it in the playoffs, by the way, too. And nobody said a word.
We don't care.
So crazy that Anthony Volpe has a 204 OPS plus. It has a 1,000 OPS.
And even Rob Manfred said it. He doesn't care either.
I got you, Erica.
Do you think it's because they're trying to bring viewership to the league with those bats?
I don't think that they're trying to build viewership. I think it's just a result of the bats. Like nobody's watching and like, oh yeah, we're watching because there's torpedo bats. Like there's more action in the game. Like honestly, in the last couple of years, pitching has taken over to a crazy extent right now. Like the level of pitching that this league has is unbelievable. So if there's something that's gonna even the playing field, and it's not cheating because they're not breaking any rules, and the commissioner of baseball is literally supporting it, I don't care.
So honestly speaking, though, it seems like that there's a lot of complaints so far within the MLB. I really don't give a shit. So far, the season has started out real hot as it should. There's a lot of teams right now that's doing what they're supposed to do. Atlanta has also started out really shitty too.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna get some of their top players back. Like watch when Acuna is back and Strider. Like everybody's gonna slide down, be in the correct place in the lineup. Like Atlanta's gonna be really good. Really good.
You think?
I think the Phillies are going to be really good. I think the Mets are going to add a pitcher at the deadline. They're going to be really good. Hey, Sandy Alcantara, hey, I'll take him on the Yankees.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll take him.
I'll take him. Bro. I think depending on what happens in Seattle, if Seattle's not playing up to par, they might trade one of their pitchers, probably Luis Castillo. There's always moves at the trade deadline. People are gonna load off of talent, and some people are gonna get more talent. We'll see, but this is going to be one of the best seasons for the MLB. The only thing that we have to worry about is the Dodgers. Honestly, if the Dodgers stay healthy, that is one team. But the MLB season is the longest season in sports. A lot can happen. Things will change. Deadlines will move. Players will come back. It's a long season.
That's why that's why when it comes to the Yankees trading for a player, especially a star pitcher or a star batter, they always ask for more than they always ask for the top prospects. So they'll be like, let me get Jason Dominguez, let me get Spencer Jones, let me get your first round pick from last year. Right. And you'll be like, yo, and then they go trade him to some team in Texas or Houston, and they get bags and chips. The Yankees, they got a Yankees tax, which is kind of
I'm not gonna lie. The fact
the Yankees have a tax on them for certain teams, 100%. But they have also fleeced a lot of teams.
I'm gonna be real. That deal for Giancarlo, that was the biggest fleece that we got. Yeah, but that's only because Jeter was front office at the Marlins.
Now the Marlins were running out of money. They needed to give him up, bro.
That's kind of crazy right there. But yeah, so I don't know. To me, the MLB season is picking up to where it should be. It's only the first few weeks, but I say within May, June, we may start having historical seasons so far from a lot of teams.
After the All-Star break, you really understand who's really on pace to go to the playoffs,
right?
Or which team is serious,
or who's a contender. That's when you
have the Marlins right now.
You were talking about records. I'm going to tell you this right now. Judge is going to break his home run record.
I think so too.
I think so.
He had 58 last year and struggled the whole month of April
and May. The whole month of April and May, he was bad.
I imagine if Aaron Judge was actually juicing.
Imagine if he used a torpedo.
Yeah, if he was even that too. He would have at least 80 home runs.
Easily, without a doubt. And not only that, the numbers say it. The numbers literally say it themselves, bro.
So, question. All time.
I'm taking
Judge wins the MVP this year. Okay. Let's say he wins the MVP this year. Has who's better, him or Mike Trout all time?
Oh, Judge. I had this argument the other day. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to Devin. Y'all know who y'all are. We actually had a conversation the other day, and it was, whose career would you rather have? Would you
Judge
rather have?
In the sense that he's a greater, he's probably better.
And I said Judge. Yeah. I said Judge over Trout only because.
Also, don't forget this. Mike Trout, first half of his career, unbelievable.
No, yeah, legend.
He used to be the best player in MLB.
Oh yeah, but injuries and everything, like you look at it, who's really the better player?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. This would be Judge's third MVP if he wins. Yeah. And he probably should have 4 because Altuve stole one from him.
Not even just that, but when you look at the stat in 2017 when he first came in as a rookie, Judge led in every single statistical category.
Yeah.
And I'll say this
the batting average.
Yeah.
If we really want to talk about
batting average don't matter.
Judge is the best player in the MLB. Like, I don't care what people say. MLB ranked Shohei Ohtani as the best player in the MLB, and they are wrong. Judge had a better season.
I think it's 1A, 1B. Come on.
But Judge is 1A. You could call it however you want, as long as you put Judge above.
Brother, if Ohtani goes back to pitching, Ohtani will be the best player
that's a
we have
completely
ever
different
seen.
player.
Yeah,
that's a completely different player.
He still hit 40 home runs while he was pitching, bro.
Okay, and Judge hit 58.
The 1 year that he focused on hitting, he had 55 home runs with 50 stolen, but you never saw that.
Really cool story. But who had a better statistical season? Judge beat him in every single category except for stolen bases. Mm-hmm. And he played defense.
Okay.
And he played a premier position on defense.
Who won the chip?
That's cool. You could say that. That's cool. But baseball is not like every other sport. Baseball's the ultimate team sport.
Brother.
Like, Ohtani, Judge played better than Ohtani in the playoffs.
If Judge would have batted 250 in that series.
Who played better in the World Series, Judge or Ohtani?
Ohtani did.
What?
Ohtani did. Ohtani 100% played better than him. Bro, there's a reason why every time Judge went up, he was like, fuck. And it wasn't because we thought he was going to hit a home run.
Dude, did Ohtani even hit a home run in that series?
He did.
He was hurt. He was hurt that series.
Yeah, and he had a fucked up shoulder.
Nah, I don't think so.
He did not hit a home run.
I think he did.
Maybe.
And don't get me wrong, Judge played like garbage, but he still played better than Ohtani in that playoff series.
Nah, brother.
But there's no way that you could say that Ohtani is better than Judge right now, especially because Ohtani didn't pitch last year, and Judge was playing center field. He played a pretty good center field.
Statistic-wise,
he was the worst.
And he had a better WAR.
Statistic-wise, Judge did.
He hit for better average. He got on base more, better slugging, more RBIs. Ohtani only beat him in stolen bases and runs scored.
Okay.
The only 2 categories. And are those really the categories that people are like, oh my God, that's the ones that we like? No. Home runs, batting average, RBI.
I'm not mad at your assessment. I'm not saying what you're saying is out of this world.
He was a couple points away from winning the Triple Crown.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing.
And honestly,
with you
let's talk about it for real. Every year that Judge has been healthy, he's been the best player in the league. The only years that he hasn't been the best player in the league are the years where he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Even the year before his MVP year, he didn't play for the majority of the season and still almost hit 40 home runs.
Yeah,
I think he got to 40 home runs.
Yeah, he had like 38 right at the ending. And he ended up getting hurt, like you said.
He's putting up crazy numbers year in, year out. He is currently the best player in baseball. Simple.
All right. Well, you're going to have a lot of people that disagree with you and think there's something else. But you know what? It's your opinion. That's why you're here. It's numbers versus opinion. You brought up the numbers, too. It wasn't just an opinion-based, type of argument you were putting up here. But we're going to move on to another subject right now. And the topic that we're actually going to speak about right now, it has to do with the NFL. So there's a lot of news going out, out for the NFL with a lot of free agency, a lot of people going to new teams and everything like that. But the biggest thing that we're focused on and worried about right now is the NFL draft and how they're treating Shedeur Sanders at this current moment. So now I'm going to let my co-host take it away because he was very, very passionate and adamant about this earlier. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take this.
Honestly, it's insane what's going on. It does not make sense. It makes zero sense at all, actually. Shedeur Sanders, while he's been at Colorado, has been the best and most consistent quarterback in college football. Mm-hmm. Doing it with a below-average offensive line and Travis Hunter, great receiver. But who else is he playing with? He's playing with some talent, but definitely not like the talent. The University of Miami has always been a ranked team.
Alabama.
Do you think this could be
Alabama?
This could be smokescreen for him to drop in the draft and go to the team that he actually wants to go to?
Which would be what, Dallas?
I wouldn't say that.
Probably Giants.
I'm gonna be real with you. He would kill with the Giants, but honestly, the ideal place that they want him to be would be Dallas.
Dallas don't have a pick until. Woo.
I mean,
he's not gonna drop.
This is the other problem that I'm kind of upset at my team, the New York Giants, for, is so the Giants have had a couple of bad seasons, like. Brian Daboll, I believe.
A decade of a bad season.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Since the Super Bowl, my boy.
Right, bro. Last time was 2012, bro. We 2025.
This is what I'll say, right? I think Brian Daboll is a great coach. The general manager, he has a lot of question marks. Made a lot of decisions that I've seen. But this is what I'm going to say, right? If the Giants were really trying to put themselves in a good position, the owner would have come out and said, they better turn things around or I'm not going to be happy. You basically just put your coach and your general manager on a hot seat, right? So now this is what happens. Now the general manager and the coach are going to be making decisions for right now because they don't want to lose their job. Right. They get paid handsome salaries. They don't want to lose their jobs, right? So now, like the third pick, if the Giants were thinking about their future, you just signed a 38-year-old quarterback. How about you draft Shedeur Sanders, who's probably, if you're thinking about it, right, you're not gonna be good. Time out. If you're not gonna be good for the next couple of years, if you're gonna be good for the next couple of years, you're never gonna get to draft again this slow, right? So this is the perfect opportunity to take a good quality quarterback with a lot of potential. Shedeur was, I believe, if you tell me who's the best quarterback in this draft class, you're really gonna tell me that Cam Ward is better than him? I don't know, but let's say he's there at the third pick. When is the next time you're going to be that low to draft somebody that low? So my ask for the Giants is think about your future. Don't think about the present. Because Russell Wilson is 38 and Jameis Winston will throw 20 interceptions and 10 touchdowns.
Hey, I think that's what
Look into the camera and tell the Giants exactly this.
I think that would be needed.
Draft Shedeur. Draft Shedeur.
Now
I won't be mad if they draft Travis Hunter.
Hold on. Now somebody commented and they said he had the best receiver in the country on his team. What do you say to that?
Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver in college football.
I think he means Travis Hunter.
He's not even draft eligible.
I think he's talking about Travis Hunter.
I just wanted to make sure.
This is Young Cam _83 that stated this, ladies and gentlemen.
But Travis Hunter is a great talent. He plays both sides of the field.
Yeah,
if the Giants get him, I won't be upset at all. Yeah. But let's really talk about it.
What position do you think that he'll play primarily when he comes to the NFL? Because he's not playing both. He's not.
I don't know. He can. He's that
NFL. Listen, it's one thing about college play, bro. NFL is grown men. They're gonna hit him and make sure he doesn't play both positions.
I think he's a better corner than a wide receiver, but he's explosive as a wide receiver.
Right. So you think
money as a wide receiver than he would?
I'll be honest. If he were to play wide receiver, it'll be for like special plays, like trick plays, or a specific all right, look, we're at the end zone. We need him right there just in case our number one.
I think he's gonna play more than that. I think it's gonna be on like a possession by possession base. Like he might be one on, one off. Like that's what it'd be. Like if it's a key moment in the game, like let's say right before halftime. Right, like the drive before halftime, he's gonna be on the field. Right. In the fourth quarter, he's gonna be on the field the majority of the time. But I'll say this: if the Giants don't draft Shedeur, and you're able to get a Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, those are guys that might wear a gold jacket one day. Those are Hall of Fame caliber players. When you draft that high, that's what you're aiming to draft. Some guy that one day you're gonna be able to say, this guy's a Hall of Famer for the New York Giants. So there's no shame in drafting either one of those guys. But if you're really thinking about your future, I think if let's say they draft Travis Hunter with the third pick, cool. They should definitely draft a quarterback. Whether it's Jackson Dart or whoever they see that potential in, they definitely need to pick a quarterback no matter what.
I think if they go quarterback or if they go position player, third overall pick, they should just wait till next year, 2026, for Arch Manning.
Yeah, but let's say, all right, so...
You tank this year.
They're not going to tank. They can't afford to tank. And first of all, if you add Travis Hunter to this team...
And trade the third overall pick.
And also, don't forget, last year, the Giants weren't healthy. The Giants were not healthy at all.
Healthy or not, motherfucker, they wasn't going to make shit.
No, I'm not saying that they were going to make stuff, but
You got Daniel Jones as your leading quarterback.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Midway, I think game 5, it was like, yo, bro, you could go home.
The first possession of the first...
All right, but let's talk about it. The Giants' defense... is okay. They have a lot of talent on that.
Brother,
that defensive line is talented.
They paid Daniel Jones $40 million before they even
but you're talking about the wrong stuff
to
right
talk
now.
to Saquon Barkley.
You're not talking about the right stuff right now. Like, you're talking about the talent on the roster right now. They got a good defensive line. They have the good secondary. They have one of the best tackles in the league in Andrew Thomas. They have a number one wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. They have a good running back. Like, you're really a quarterback away.
Every team is a quarterback away.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, one thing I do give the Giants, their defense has been solid throughout the whole season. They made it hard for a lot of teams to actually, like, especially a lot of elite quarterbacks. They made it real difficult for them to actually play the game that they actually, were playing, or, if they were in the groove.
They are a monster of a division. Like, they are the worst team in their division right now. Like, the Cowboys are better than them. Obviously, the Washington Commanders are better than them. And the Eagles are way
That's kind of the question I wanted to ask you, too. Who do you think right now will be coming out of the NFC? Because, we're talking about the Giants and shit, but they're not even a thought to even get to the playoffs, let alone be a championship contender.
Look, if they go 8-8. And if they go 8-8, guess what? You're not making the playoffs, and you're in the same position. That's why they got to draft a quarterback this year. Because if you're 8-8, you're probably picking between 12 and 18, maybe.
Basically,
like, you're not gonna be in a position to have a high draft pick. So right now, when you do have the high draft pick, you might want to take a quarterback that has the potential to be your starter for the next 10, 15 years.
Or you just trade away the third overall pick, got a bunch of assets for next year,
right,
and draft Arch Manning.
Yeah, that's how I was looking.
The third overall pick holds a lot of weight when it comes to draft assets.
I just don't think that they're gonna suck enough to be able to draft Arch Manning.
Go midway.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, literally, like, the Giants next year with Russell Wilson and the team that they have, they could be 8-8, they could be 6-10, or they could be 9-7. Like,
I can't stand Russell Wilson. I don't want to see Go Blue.
I'd rather have
I don't want to see that on a fucking big screen
and have 30 picks for the whole year.
Right.
Honestly,
some IEWs. Shut the fuck, Winston. Shut up, bro. Dude,
you know what's crazy?
Go over
Winston,
there.
If it wasn't for the picks, he'd probably be one of the top.
Right, he'll probably be the most elite QB right now.
Yo,
his QB awareness is garbage.
Coming out of Florida State, he was a monster.
Yeah,
bro,
he was a monster.
I'm gonna be real. The year he took over for Tampa Bay before he tore his ACL, he was on pace to be an elite QB, and then got hurt.
I don't know, man. The Giants are in a rough position.
In the NFC, though, who do you think has a chance to obviously, be a contender? But who do you think will end up like winning the NFC? Because you got Detroit. You got the Commanders with the addition of Deebo Samuels now with the already stacked offense that was over there. And then obviously you got the defending champs in Philly.
Yeah.
And I also forgot the Rams.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams over the Eagles right now.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, the way me and O just locked eyes right now.
This is what it is.
If you would have said Detroit, I would have been like,
right, I would have been like, cool.
Nah,
if you would have,
what you mean? I got Detroit over them too.
Over the Eagles?
Yes.
You rage baiting right now, aren't you?
No.
Nah, that's crazy.
Nah, you know what it is that, like, the Eagles lost a lot of talent on that team.
They lost the defensive and offensive coordinator.
All you really need to do is just switch those players.
They lost their offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
They lost an offensive lineman. They lost Darius Slay. They lost players.
All they have to do is just get washed players, and then they turn into the best players.
That's it.
That's what they have to do.
They're
Mekhi Becton, look, struggled with the Jets, came into the Eagles,
and became the best fucking blocker that you could ever get on your offense.
That's one of the guys they lost too. Like I think the Rams. Like, think about it. The Rams almost won that game against them in the championship game.
Yeah, they did.
The Lions didn't get to play them. They didn't even get to them.
Well, considering the Lions had 15 people on the injury reserve list that was specifically for their defense, really, bro. Like
I'm not saying it because I'm an Eagles hater or anything, but think about it. The Rams just added Devontae Adams. Like, Cooper Kupp was not.
I'm mad they didn't keep him. I'm so upset
they got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. Like, their defense was extremely young.
Oh yeah,
last
they got
year.
Robinson too. Robinson is nice too.
And the Rams always draft somebody that ends up being amazing.
We didn't even bring up Kyron Williams.
Yeah,
Kyron Williams is another.
The Rams are stacked. The Lions also stacked. They're gonna get healthy. Hutchinson is coming back. They should draft all defensive players. They still got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Their offensive line is completely back.
St. Brown.
St. Brown is back. Jameson Williams is gonna keep getting better. Like,
Laporta, we forgot about Laporta.
And Laporta, one of the best tight ends in the league. Like, I'm not saying it for anything. Like,
do you think he's a top 5?
Top 5? Yes, I'll take him top 5.
And Stafford is not washed either.
Yeah. Stafford is elite.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna be real. When he was available, I was like, if the Giants get him, shit, I'm with it.
My tone would have changed completely.
Instantly, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm real.
I would have been like, let's draft Travis Hunter. We're going all the way.
Right, we're good. But honestly speaking, though, the Rams do look.
Neighbors would cause havoc.
Right, that would have been crazy. He would have made. First off, he would have made a running back that we have on our team look like the most elite running back of all time.
I like Tracy. He's tough.
I don't at all. But damn, LeBron, you wildin'. But yeah, moving on. Who do you think will end up winning the AFC?
Somebody has to show me they could beat the Chiefs.
And the Bengals, I like that. I like that.
They started off.
I like
the
that.
defense
And not only that,
shaky.
Their defense was ass, but then they also had issues with Jamar Chase trying to get re-signed, and then also with T. Higgins. Now they both got their bags. They both got their bags. Now you don't got to worry about none of that shit. There's no distractions. There's no animosities. No nothing.
I'm just curious. Who's made the AFC Championship game every single year they've been in the league?
Patrick Mahomes, obviously. But also,
who's made the most?
Who's beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs?
Who? Patrick Mahomes.
Joe Burrow.
Patrick Mahomes hasn't beaten him. The Cincinnati
in the playoffs.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Yes, he has. You should check. And I'll tell
you
this.
2023.
I forgot the year, but it was
or 2024.
Not this year. I think it was the year before.
2024 or 2023.
But what's most important is that the Chiefs are basically automatic to go to the championship game every year. They're gonna get Rashid Rice back, who was playing like a top 5 wide receiver when he was healthy.
Brown.
They have Xavier Worthy, Brown, Kelsey's coming back for one final run.
I don't understand. Why don't they go after wide? Like, you had Devontae Adams, who was available. You have Cooper Kupp, who's available.
They already got 3 wide receivers that they think highly about. Worthy was playing out of his mind to finish the year. Rashid Rice was playing like a top 5 wide receiver before he got hurt. Hollywood Brown is a good number 3.
Yeah,
you still got Travis Kelce. You still got Isaiah Pacheco. Like, I think what the Chiefs need to do is fix their offensive line, and they're going to be right back there. Like, I don't trust anyone to beat them.
Yeah, they're 1-1 in the playoffs.
You have to show me that you could beat Patrick Mahomes. Don't tell me you could do it. Show me.
AKA
in the AFC.
Josh Allen.
No, you have to beat
Josh Allen. Pick it the fuck
Patrick
up.
Mahomes and the refs.
Yeah, basically, you definitely
haters.
No, you do. Listen, look, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan, bro. But I'll be honest, there's a lot of calls that go their way that you sit there, you be like, all right, I guess.
With Brady got his flag.
Of course, yeah, you know that.
In late crucial moments.
Only losers talk about flags.
That's not true, man.
And refs.
Yep. So hold on. So my boy Alejandro, he said Bills. He said Bills in 5. He said Giants draft, Jets trash, Lions smash, Bills in 5. That's cool and all, but when your boy is, what is he, 0-4, 0-5 against Mahomes all time in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's cooked.
Yeah, he's done with. I don't care. The amount of excuses I've heard for Josh Allen is insane.
NFL scriptwriters got to give him one.
It's crazy because like he's so good. Like
no, he's talented.
He's so talented.
But then there's a lot of plays where he could win the game for his team and does dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be again. He had another opportunity to beat Mahomes this playoffs. What happened? What did he do?
Pass too.
Refresh my memory and refresh all the people's memory watching.
I'm not fighting with you. I said that
that shit is bad, bro. Every year we always see him struggle against Mahomes. The only time that you could say for sure, damn, bro, they shitted on Josh Allen was the year that they went into the OT and he didn't get an opportunity to go back and forth with him. That was the only time when the NFL was like, you know what, we got to change the OT rule. After that, you haven't done shit to beat Patrick Mahomes. And I'm sorry for getting passionate and yelling. It just gets me pissed off because he's such a great QB, but can't always finish against this dude. I guarantee you, though, if Andrews doesn't drop that ball against the Bills in that game, Lamar Jackson would have ended up beating Patrick Mahomes.
No, he would have.
Yes, he would have.
He's another one.
You crazy.
Yes.
First off, who was going to stop Derrick Henry from going through that defense?
Well, obviously the Bills stopped them. The Chiefs had a better defense. The Chiefs are a better defense than the Bills.
Brother.
I don't care what you say. Lamar Jackson has to win in the playoffs.
He did.
Shut up until he wins. Until he makes it to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl, shut up. He has to prove it. He's won multiple MVPs.
Okay.
He does all this, all that regular season. Cool. He has not showed up in the playoffs. So I don't care what you say.
Do you have that same energy for Josh Allen?
Stop saying it. Both of them, shut up. Shut up. Both of them, shut up. They have to prove it. They have to prove it. They haven't proved shit.
Him losing this year against the Bills was his fault.
They haven't proved shit.
Answer my question.
Yes,
it was his fault.
Yes, he lost the game.
I was about to say a slur. I'm so sorry about that.
He lost the game. He lost. You can't keep coming up with excuses.
He bobbled it.
He lost.
He bobbled it.
He played an entire game.
Andrews bobbled the ball.
He lost the game. Did he lose the game? Yes or no?
No, he didn't.
Did he lose the game?
Andrews lost the game.
Did the Baltimore Ravens lose the game? They lost the game.
Andrews lost the game. Andrews lost the game.
Tired of excuses.
So hold on.
He played like garbage the first half.
Who dropped the ball?
He played like garbage.
I don't give a fuck what he did in the first half. Did he lead them down the drive? Yes or no?
Played like garbage the first half.
Did he lead them down to a touchdown drive and had a wide open Mark Andrews? And what did Andrews do with the ball? Answer me that question.
The Baltimore Ravens.
What did he do? You're not answering. See, he's not answering. He's deflecting.
I don't care. That's why. I'm so tired of excuses.
Motherfucker, he dropped the ball.
Everybody
I can't play quarterback and play wide receiver at the same time.
They lost.
I can't.
They lost.
Okay, it's not his fault.
They lost.
That's not his fault.
They lost. It's his team. He's the starting quarterback. He's the starting quarterback.
Hold on.
They lost.
You sound dumb. It's his fault. It's his team, right? So if it was on the defensive end and if they would have gave up a touchdown for Josh Allen, that would have been his fault.
He should have scored more.
You see? He should have scored more. You sound crazy for that.
He should have scored more. He lost.
He should have scored more.
Why does everybody have to come up for excuses for these guys?
He dropped.
They need to be.
He gave a fucking dime to Mark Andrews at the end zone, and Mark said,
"Okay, that would have been important if he played better in the first half. It wouldn't have been important.
It's a fucking football game. It's 4 quarters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does fucking matter.
You are a 2-time MVP they had more talent than the Bills. How come you don't say that?
They 100% did.
They had more talent than the Bills.
They did.
So why did it have to come down to the last play?
They did have more talent.
They had a better wide receiver group, better offensive line, better defense, better running back, 2-time MVP quarterback. They lost. I don't want to hear no excuses that
they lost by 2.
I don't care. They lost by
fucking 2.
All that matters is that they lost. He loses every year in the playoffs. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Lamar Jackson. But I'm not giving nobody an excuse when they're a 2-time MVP and they losing. They losing. They lost. 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 They lose every year, too.
You hear how his tune changed for Lamar. But
they lose every year.
He had this energy at all for Josh Allen.
Another one. Lose every year. Lose. Beat Patrick Mahomes. Get to the Super Bowl. At least get there. Beat the man, then you could be the man.
He said, "Beat the man, then you could be the man." Meanwhile, it was not Lamar's fault that Mark Andrews dropped the ball.
I don't care.
You made your point.
He lost. Your point. He lost.
You made your point.
He had a whole game.
You made your point.
He had a whole game.
You're right.
To win.
It's 4 fucking quarters in a fucking game.
It doesn't matter, dude.
It is.
It does not matter.
It does fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
If that was the case,
it does not matter.
There'll only be one fucking half play of football.
Oh my God!
Halves, bro.
This dude had the best wide receiver group, best. Whoa.
Yeah, that's Siri telling you talking that bullshit right now. That's exactly what that is. Yeah, SOS Siri, make sure you call 911 for what the fuck he's saying.
So this is what I'm gonna say, right? He had the best running back. He had the best wide receivers. He had the best offensive line. Mm-hmm. He had the better defense.
No, his defense was not better than the Bills that year. No, they wasn't.
Oh my God.
No, they wasn't. Look up the numbers too, bro.
Oh my God.
This is your opinions versus actual numbers. Numbers-wise, the Bills had the best defense throughout that whole season.
Oh, really?
You do know that, right?
And first of all, the Ravens' defense might not be ranked as high because they started off the year bad, but the last half of the season, the numbers will all show that the Ravens had the best defense.
And I'm going to say what you say. It don't fucking matter! What was the numbers at the end of the season?
I don't care what you say, though. Like, your argument is null and void. The
null
Ravens...
and void.
Osiris, bring it up.
Null and void.
Osiris, bring it up.
I'm searching up 2024 NFL defense ranking. So
they don't even rank top 10.
Also, the Ravens have...
So, Eagles, in total defense numbers, Eagles is 1. Titans is 2. Jets
Titans?
Yeah.
They did have an elite.
Wow. Jets is 3. The offense is 4. Packers 5.
I get to the point, man.
Yeah, word. Where's the Bills at? And then where's the Ravens?
Bills is 17th in total defense.
And then where's the Ravens?
Ravens are...
Oh, but they were better, huh?
They had way more talent. They had the better defense.
10,
they finished when?
The 10th. So they had a better defense.
Oh, the Ravens?
Yes. The Ravens had.
You was right on that.
This is according to Fox Sports.
Oh, to Fox Sports.
So the Ravens had the better defense, like I said, the better wide receiver group, the better running back, the better offensive line, and a 2-time MVP.
Right.
If you don't win the game, worse against a less talented team, I have no excuses.
My dude, I seen Brady lose to the fucking Jets.
That's cool. That's
in the first
cool.
round. That shit happens.
But every year,
happens.
Brady won.
Brady won 3 championships. Hold on, wait. Brady had won 3 championships within a span of 5 years. Then had a 10-year hiatus before he even went back to the Super Bowl. What the fuck are you saying?
But Lamar Jackson has never been to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen has never been to the Super Bowl.
Okay, bro.
Like they lose to Mahomes or to each other, but they don't make it there. Like I don't care. Like the Ravens are so talented. Like there's no excuses for them.
Okay.
No excuses. You can't keep giving them excuses.
All right. Hopefully this season is gonna be a little bit of a difference. All right. We gonna see what happens.
I don't care if Mark Andrews dropped the ball or not. They had multiple opportunities to win the game. Everybody likes to say that the game does not come down to just one play. It does not come down just to that one play.
In that situation, it did.
No, it didn't.
Sometimes
the Ravens
weren't come down to one.
The Ravens were not playing a
lot of mistakes happens throughout the games that kind of cause.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If Andrews doesn't drop the ball, bro, you telling me in OT, Lamar Jackson.
All right, cool. If you want to say that, how about if Lamar Jackson doesn't turn the ball over against the Bills and they don't score off those turnovers? Then it's a different game.
Okay, that's part of the fucking game, bro.
Oh, that's part of the game. Drop balls are part of the game too.
It is part of the game, but you sitting here saying that it was Lamar Jackson's fault as to why they didn't win.
Yes. He turned the ball over. The Bills had points over their turnovers. At the end of the day, the quarterbacks get the praise if they win, and they get the blame if they lose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Lamar Jackson hater. I'm a huge fan, but at the end of the day, he has to win in the playoffs. Simple.
All right. So moving on.
But Josh Allen also has to win in the playoffs.
Cool. At least we agree on one thing. But honestly speaking, though, moving on from us having a shouting match and everything. By the way, the live video has just ended. So whoever joined it, we appreciate you. Shout out to my boys Alejandro. Shout out to the rest of the crew as well too. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, moving on. Basically, we covered the NFL, we covered MLB, we covered the NBA, man. We should talk about boxing for sure, as there's upcoming news of Canelo facing T-Bud. Now, obviously, me and you, we obviously feel as though Canelo can win that one. But how important do you think that fight is to, one, Canelo, and also to T-Bud? And then two, do you think that if a loss happens for Terrence Crawford, will it affect his legacy? Or do you think that, hey, you know what, it is what it is?
Excuse me.
All that yelling.
Yeah. But the thing is, for Terrence Crawford, right, he's going up multiple weight classes to fight him.
Undisputed champ, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Like, in his division.
Like, honestly, like, I don't think it will damage his legacy. If anything, it might damage Canelo's legacy a little bit if he loses, just because, like, he'll look like a quote-unquote weight bully, and then you can make the argument that the two best boxers that he has ever faced, he lost to.
I mean, when you kind of think about it, though, Terrence is the current pound-for-pound, best fighter in the world.
He's king, but he's going up, like, a lot of weight.
He is. Well, he's at 147 to what? 160, not 168, is it?
Honestly speaking, that's a way more dangerous fight for Canelo than it is for Crawford.
You crazy.
But not on who will win. It's like towards his legacy, towards like...
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
That,
like who has more to lose type shit.
Like Terrence Crawford has nothing to lose. Like, he's beat the best at his weight class. He already went up.
Is he 37-0 too?
Like, he's gonna go down as one of those.
Yeah, one of the greatest in that division.
He's a monster, yo. Like, for his size, that power that he has is crazy. And I'm excited for what's going on in boxing. Like, honestly, like, boxing was kind of almost, hate to say it, but trash for a couple of years.
Yeah, it almost went extinct. I'm not gonna lie about
not
that.
Extinct, but the thing is that like they weren't making the fights that anybody wants to see. Like, we want to see
making.
The Saudis.
The Saudis is making sure everybody get paid.
Believe it or not, they're saving boxing. Like, all the fights that people want to see, like, we're getting it because of them. Like the top fights right now are all going on over there.
if it wasn't for Benavidez going up in weight class, I would love to have seen Canelo versus Benavidez.
The issue with that was the fact that Canelo kept telling him, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of thinking we're gonna go 50-50. I'm getting majority of that, and it is what it is, and I can fight whoever it is. And Canelo earned that right. When you got 60 plus fights underneath your belt,
I would have been like, matter of fact, it's 80-20.
Exactly. Simple as that.
Honestly, think about it like this: that was a risky fight for Canelo. Like,
definitely is. Right. Not only that though, but the last fight that Benavidez just fought, he didn't look so good in that fight.
He did.
Nah, but how about
that was a new weight class though. That was light heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood it. Like, you know what, fine. But at the end of the day though, it looked real bad considering you was coming out from your division as the pound for pound undisputed and all this, you know, getting all the adulations and, you know, all the love. Yeah. And then you go against a fight against a dude who wasn't known that much.
But
he gave you he gave you some work.
I don't blame Canelo because like that would have been like him fighting Bivol part 2
type shit.
Like,
but Bivol's different.
Nah, Bivol's
different. Like, and by the way, Bivol ended up getting his lick back against the dude. He got his first.
He
loss
won the
against.
first fight.
Yeah, he did, and a lot of people kept trying to say, who was he fought? Better Beef.
Yeah, something like
Better
that.
Beef, if I'm not mistaken, he's nice too. Better Beef is elite. I'm not gonna lie.
But like Canelo was like, do I want to fight these tall big dudes again? Like,
Lakers win.
Yeah, by like 20.
Yes,
but
sir.
like the size difference, like
even Berlanga going 12 rounds with him was kind of crazy.
Nah, honestly speaking, I think he just made him go.
Nah, I'll say
like
this
12
though,
rounds for the simple fact of
Berlanga's
Berlanga's dangerous though. Berlanga got that. He got that power.
I want to see him fight Caleb Plant. I want to see it. I want to see that fight.
I think Caleb fucks him up. I'll be honest.
Nah, I don't know. That dude is young. He got a lot of potential.
Caleb is different.
They're
I'm
both,
not gonna lie.
They're both
Everybody
tough.
wrote him off because he lost to Canelo. I'm like, motherfucker, that's Canelo.
Nah, but
you can afford to lose to him.
Like that fight, Canelo finding Benavidez, like that gave him so much confidence. The fact that he could go that long with Canelo and he rocked Canelo. Like, I'm not saying that he got some good hits and like that might be his like when Canelo fought Mayweather, like that might be his fight. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that might be his version of it.
Yeah, like that's gonna be his version of it. Like he was like, oh shit, like I want that long.
Because when he fell too, you see how mad he got. He started slapping his gloves like shit because he knew. He already knew. Is he body too?
Yeah, he's body.
Yeah, shout out to my bodies, man.
Nah, bodies and boxing.
It's just in our blood. Shout out to Cotto as well.
You can't.
Yeah, word. For some reason, I don't know. Mexicans love fighting.
If you're gonna fight with Mexicans in boxing, you might as well just
call it quits at that point.
They're going for the kill.
And one thing that I will say is shout out to Dana White. Like him going into boxing is gonna change everything. Like, you know, I like the UFC more than I like boxing, and it's because in the UFC, much more action. But not only that, the best fight the best.
It's also better marketing.
I'm so tired of like sometimes like you'll see like a top flight boxer fighting somebody you've never heard of. Where did you find this dude?
Where do you find this dude?
Like, that's the thing for me. Like, everybody wants to see the best fight the best. Like what's going on in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, you don't really know what's really going on in the heavyweight division.
I mean, now that Tyson Fury lost again, that's tough.
Yeah. To Usyk. And Usyk right now is kind of proving that he is that guy no matter what.
But boxing is going in the right direction. The UFC and boxing right now are putting a hold on combat sports right now because there's a lot of good fights coming off. Even WWE. Like there's so much good stuff going on.
I think Jared got to bring the WWE Championship belt.
Yes, I do. I got the spinner. Everybody don't know I got that right on me.
He used to bring it to class.
Yes, I did. I definitely did.
WrestleMania is a couple weeks away.
Yeah, we could discuss that next episode.
Yeah, WrestleMania is definitely a couple weeks away. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end point of our podcast episode. Honestly speaking, we covered up all the topics from the Hall of Fame, NBA standings. We covered MLB, who's the hottest, who's the best player, what team do you think could honestly end up breaking the wins record. We also covered the NFL, got into a shouting match, and then we talked a little bit of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. So we may not have covered all the aspects, but we covered the most important ones, and honestly, it was a great episode. Episode 3, stay tuned for it. You guys are going to love it. Like I said before, make sure you like this, share it, repost it, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and we'll be making a Twitter page coming soon to you as well. And believe it or not, we may have some people joining us soon. Just stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you guys for coming on another episode of the MVO podcast. I'm Jaron. We got Timesis here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you, and we out.